The Beaches podcast is going to give you everything you want to know about a beach before you go there. I hope you enjoy the show. Be sure to check out our website, www.sandee.com. Without further ado, let's get into the show.
Ready to ditch the crowds and discover some truly hidden beach gems.
I'm always up for an adventure. Let's go.
This time, we're diving deep into Angola.
Angola. Okay, you've got my attention. That's not your usual beach destination.
Exactly. It's not exactly the first place that comes to mind when you think of like paradise beaches and all that.
Right. So what makes Angola so special? What are we uncovering this time?
Well, I was pretty blown away by what I learned researching this episode. I mean, for starters, Angola has a coastline that's, get this, longer than California's.
Whoa, seriously? I had no idea.
Yeah, over 1,000 miles of coastline. And apparently, it's not just the sheer scale, but this fascinating history. You've got the Portuguese colonial influence, but blended with these unique African traditions.
You know, that historical context actually explains a lot about why Angola's flown under the radar as a tourist spot. After decades of conflict and then having to rebuild, mass tourism just never really took hold there.
Interesting.
So in a way, it's like this untouched coastline is almost frozen in time. Which, I mean, that could be a good or bad thing, depending on what you look for in a travel destination. Right?
Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk beaches. Because one thing that really caught my eye was the mention of pink sand. Like actual pink sand beaches.
Oh, yeah, it's a real thing. Picture this. You've got the warm pink hues of the sand, and then contrasting against the deep blue of the Atlantic. It's stunning, an absolute photographer's dream.
Wow, and it's not just the pink sand, right? Our sources mentioned something about black volcanic rock formations, too.
Oh, yeah, it's incredible. Imagine these almost like rugged black cliffs and these volcanic rocks plunging into like turquoise water. They create these secluded little coves, sometimes even opening up onto those same pink sand beaches.
Wow, so we've got vibrant pink sand beaches, we've got black volcanic cliffs. It sounds pretty diverse. What if you're looking for something more, I don't know, like deserted?
Well, Angola's got you covered. They have these incredibly long stretches of beach that are totally deserted, pristine, like a total digital detox.
Sign me up. And you know me, no trip is complete without good food. Speaking of, our sources mentioned some pretty fantastic seafood in Angola.
Oh, the food is out of this world. Think of the absolute freshest catch of the day, grilled right there on the beach, seasoned with local Angolan spices. Their moufete is supposed to be amazing. It's this grilled fish with palm oil, onions, sweet potatoes, incredible flavors.
That sounds incredible.
And of course, you'll find Portuguese influences woven in too, garlic prawns, delicious pastries, really something for everyone.
So it seems like Angola is still finding its footing in terms of like the whole tourism scene, right? What should travelers keep in mind if they're thinking about actually planning a trip there?
That's a good point. It's definitely still developing. Tourism is growing, but it's crucial to be mindful and respectful, especially when engaging with the local communities.
Good point. And beyond the beaches themselves, are there any other unique experiences Angola has to offer? I did read about some pretty impressive, almost like high-end safari lodges popping up.
Right, and that's the interesting thing about Angola right now. You have this juxtaposition of the luxury lodges catering to a certain type of traveler, and then you have these raw, untouched natural wonders attracting a totally different crowd. It's going to be fascinating to see how that all evolves as tourism grows.
I'll say I went from knowing practically nothing about Angola to suddenly needing to book a flight, like immediately. It sounds amazing. The pink sand, the food, the culture, definitely going on my list.
That's the beauty of these deep dives.
Yeah.
Right? We only just scratch the surface, but it gets to thinking. So here's something to ponder as you picture yourself on those incredible Angolan beaches. How do you think this unique history and culture that we talked about, how's that going to shape Angola's future as a travel destination?
Definitely something to think about.
Thanks for listening to the show, and be sure to tune in next week for your favorite episode about some of the best beaches and beach information in the world.